Carlos Medlock's a Michigan State Spartan. He is committed before taking any of his official visits. This was billed to be Tom Izzo versus Dusty May, Michigan State versus Michigan for an in-state star point guard. In the end, it wasn't much of a battle at all. Tom Izzo did his dancey dance and got his point guard of the future, Carlos Medlock Jr. I texted you on the side this weekend. You said, yay, a good thing. How are you feeling about Carlos Medlock joining your program?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling really good about it. Obviously, given a lot of the schools that started to get in on him as of late, like he has been one of the big stock risers of the summer. As you know, he's kind of very much performed well on the Adidas circuit for AAU. And then, I mean, you and I talked about it on, I think, the very first or the second Carlos video that we did once Michigan and Michigan State had offered that we thought his recruitment was going to blow up a little bit over the summer and then leading into his senior year when he's going to be playing, I think at Link Academy is what it is, playing on a bigger scale, pretty big prep school. But look, I think, for what Medlock lacks in size, I think he's extremely productive. I think he's a great competitor. I think he's fun as well. I really like his game. I think, he could bring a lot to Michigan State where, not only is it a player that I think, given who he is, and I mean this respectfully, I think that he's going to be a player that you can keep in college basketball for a long time, given his size limitations. It's not necessarily a guy you worry about being a one and done or anything like that. But even outside of that, I just think it goes a long way for, Izzo to get an in-state recruiting win, get just a really good recruit from the state in general. Who cares if it was a battle for anybody? I feel like it's been a while since Michigan State has, really got a talented kid kind of from the area to play for Michigan State. So I think that's really good for them. And then, Izzo loves his point guards. I think that him and Medlock are going to be, two little peas in a pod. I think they're going to get along extremely well. I feel like they might be kind of wired the same. I loved everything about the commitment video, him hitting up Izzo saying, you don't got to recruit any point guards. You got your point guard. I'm here. I'm ready to rock. Feels good. I'm good. And I'm glad it got wrapped up a little bit earlier. Sorry, I'm rambling too, because I was hearing like some, he's feeling good about it, but he's not going to commit until, the visits happen. I know he was scheduled for an official visit for Grind Week. That was a big deal. But
Still
now
is
they
a
kind
big
of got
deal.
to, yeah. So
I
now,
would argue it's an even bigger deal that he's already committed. Now he's going to be at Grind Week with Quinn Costello and Josiah Jervis being the vocal centerpiece saying, I'm already here. Come with me.
massive,
That's
massive,
terrifying to me.
massive. Yeah. So I'm very excited. I know it's good too that, it is when I text you good thing, I'm like, it is a good thing. It's good for Michigan State to have, what I'm saying, a good thing. There's a lot of going on with other programs, having a lot of good things happening to them. So, it feels good just to win one.
It's a big one. It's a
Big
really big
one.
one. It's a really big one. I will get into some serious analysis, serious ramifications about this. But first, can I pout? Can I pout for like 15 seconds?
Yeah, you can pout.
I'd love to pout. Uh Love Medlock. This is annoying as shit to me. Go on the visits. Just go on the visits. Can we go on the visits? Can you let us show you the PowerPoint about how much money we'll give you? Like at least give us a chance to do that. Look, Medlock's gonna be awesome. He's fantastic. You mentioned I think this is a recruit. We don't have to worry about him being a one and done. He'll probably be in school a while. Is that because he's going to need to wait half his career? He'll be an upperclassman before he even gets to start at point guard? That might be why he's not a one and done, because that's the situation he's just signed himself up for, which is the craziest part of this to me. Okay?
Well, wait, hold on though. Hold on though. I think somebody needs a little push.
Yeah, for Michigan State, this is great. But
Yeah.
let's be clear, it's going to push Jeremy Fears to be good. And even if it doesn't, let's be even more clear about it. Tom Izzo started Tum Tum Nairn over Cassius Winston. Jeremy Fears will not come out of the starting lineup as a junior or a senior. So again, I'm pouting, and then I'll get into a bit of serious analysis. But this is serious analysis mixed with pouting. The reason I thought Michigan had a good chance to beat Michigan State head to head here is the pitch would have been wait 1 year behind Cadeau versus wait 2 years behind Fears. Clearly, that pitch was not executed. or maybe they made it and it just didn't resonate. Clearly, I can say this truly. This is one of the biggest recruiting wins for the Spartan dog culture that I can recall in a really long time. Like this was straight up a culture win for Michigan State. You listen to what he said in his commitment video, you listen to quotes that he's given. I think Paul Biancardi broke the news over the weekend. Like every step of the way here, Carlos Medlock is saying things that resonate with the Michigan State fan base, things that resonate with Tom Izzo. It's a perfect personality match, very clearly. There's that clip that goes around, just this is a physical basketball play that I feel like embodies part of stuff, some of the shit he's saying right now. There's that clip that goes around of him ripping Trey McKenney and then kind of dunking on him, slash in the vicinity of him and letting him hear it. Yeah, okay, Trey McKenney, quiet kid, didn't really fit the Michigan State pitch. Carlos Medlock fits the Michigan State pitch. And as a Michigan fan, that's terrifying because there's nothing more dangerous to my team than when Michigan State has an absolute dog that's a really good basketball player at the heart of it all. And I believe that's what Carlos Medlock is. Just point blank, I believe he's the best point guard recruit they've gotten since Cassius. And I remember being very high on Jeremy Fears when he came out as well. I remember, I don't mean to downplay that. He was a big, high ranked recruit. What Medlock has done this summer is in a different tier to me. I think he's going to continue rising the rankings undeniably. And again, I'm very upset because I thought Michigan had a great chance here. Again, just I'm biased, obviously, but you line up the two pitches. One side's going to give you more money. One side's going to have you wait to start less. The other side just has culture and a promise that they won't bring in a transfer. And tip your cap to Tom Izzo and this Michigan State staff, man, because again, this is an enormous win for the culture. This kid just chose the Michigan State culture over more money and quicker playing time. And I can't, I mean, you can't knock him for it. If that's what he, in a sense, I'm glad he got it over early because it's pretty clear Michigan was never going to have a chance in this recruitment if that's the decision Medlock came to quickly. So you should be pumped about this, man. He's going to be awesome for Michigan State.
Yeah, also like I'm very excited that apparently Sadi played a massive part in the recruitment of Medlock and getting into Michigan State. So I feel like the Sadi payoff of it as well. You and I are both big fans of him. It seems to be paying off in recruiting as well, and that's why on top of being a really good basketball coach, I think Sadi is a very good recruiter, and he played a big part in Medlock, getting to Michigan State. And to your point now, getting this done early enough, like he could be the spearhead to try to get others to come play at Michigan State with him. I don't know who that is necessarily. Obviously, you hope it's some of the guys that will be visiting during Grind Week and, some of the other targets we are after. But can I ask you a quick question here?
Yes.
Carlos Medlock, point guard you want to play with?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah, so like go get
Yeah.
others, please, Carlos.
Yeah. No, this is huge. He seems everything about Medlock. I'm all the way in on. I mean, him and Jervis have both been like quote unquote my guys in this cycle. There's a very real chance Michigan State gets him and Jervis. If that happens, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I mean, I remember this reminds me of like 7 years ago at this point, 7, 8 years ago, where Michigan State landed Cassius and they had Bridges in the class too. And I remember looking at it and I'm just like, I don't know how I'm gonna hate this team. I'm obsessed with these two players, right? Like if Medlock and Jervis are in Michigan State uniforms, I'm just gonna love watching that basketball team. So won't be the first time there's been Michigan State teams that I've loved if that comes to fruition. But is it annoying to me? Yeah, it's annoying to me because X's and O's wise, I really think Michigan had the cleaner pitch here, and Dusty May and staff failed to convince the kid to listen to it. Can we flesh out my thing? I'm not wrong in saying this kid's not going to start until his junior year, right? I'm not wrong.
I think I think it's fair to say that probably,
I mean,
yeah.
you cannot call Fears the floor general, act like he's the face of this program, give him all the bullshit you guys give him, and then be like, well, Medlock might take his spot. Bullshit. Like
Yeah, I'm not saying
Fears is going to
look,
start for two
I
more
think in
years,
an
I think.
ideal world he doesn't. Like I feel like Fears improves, but to this point, I don't feel like Fears has, or I feel like given who's on the roster, like he needs to actually be pushed that he needs to be to like he needs to play to a certain level. With all due respect, his backup currently is Divine Ugochukwu.
Sure.
That dude's not going to really push him to be better and hold him accountable. I think Medlock is the type of point guard that could do that. And look, you brought up the situation. I'm not going to come on here and lie to you and be like, oh, Medlock could really push because even if he does, who knows if Tom will have the actual wherewithal to do that. I don't think he will. If I had to place a bet on it, he wouldn't. But I don't know, man. I feel like once you look at Medlock's game and what he can do, I think it'll make for an interesting discussion if it gets to a point where Fears does not improve offensively.
Today's video is sponsored by LabCorp On Demand. Car, do you take care of yourself?
I try my best to, yeah.
Like not just treat yourself to expensive meals, but like you go to the doctor and things like that?
No, I just take care of myself. There's no need to go to the doctor unless I'm not taking care of myself, right?
Are you afraid of the doctor, Cart?
Just a little bit. I mean, if nothing's wrong, why would I go there?
Listen, I'm the same way, and so are millions of men across America. But that's why LabCorp On Demand is helping millions of people like us. With their men's health test, you can get a comprehensive look at your hormone levels, your total testosterone, and you don't even have to go to the doctor. It's easy, and you get the results the next day.
Testosterone, is that a big thing?
It's a really important thing, Cart. Sometimes you can feel off without even knowing something's wrong. But LabCorp On Demand wants to keep you healthy and wants to make it as easy as possible. Right now, you can get 20% off your men's health test by visiting our sponsor at tryelco.com/sleepersmedia. It's simple, affordable, and honestly, it's empowering to know that you're healthy and have this info about your body.
Didn't know that testosterone did all those things. I'm gonna have to take the guesswork out of this and go get my health checked out today using LabCorp on demand
I mean,
because
it's
I
just
think that
I cannot even wrap my mind around that. And I'm not even trying to like negative recruit this anymore. It's just a reality. I cannot imagine a world where the person that is Jeremy Fears does not start over a freshman or sophomore Carlos Medlock. Like
mhm.
you and I think you guys are you're changing your tune if you're acting like that's a possibility all of a sudden because a four-star committed. Like the whole story of this entire thing has been everyone's belief in Fierce. Now it's like it's going to be a conversation. No, it's not. Like again, Tum Tum started over Cassius, and it was wildly clear that Cassius was way better than him. So I just can't imagine it. I can't imagine Fears is worse than Tum Tum, and I can't imagine Medlock's as good as Cassius. So
Maybe second time around, little, you know what I'm saying? Learn from my mistakes.
I don't think so. But I guess this is my point, right? I think it's normal for a kid of Medlock's prestige or game or skill, whatever you want to call it, to sign up for a situation where he's waiting 1 year. We've seen that happen a bunch. To use examples from my program, not just yours, Xavier Simpson waited a year behind Derek Walton, and then it was like, here's your opportunity. Michigan State's had that a bunch. Cassius waits a year behind Tum. Now here you go. To an extent, I think when Jeremy Fears signed up, it was wait a year behind AJ Hogard, and then it's your team. It's a very normal workflow for them. Like just you usually try to line it up that way. You bring in the point guard of the future to learn for 1 year under the point guard of the present. The
Mhm.
problem here is it is 2 more years for Fears once Medlock gets there. That's just very rare. I don't feel like you see point guards as good as Carlos Medlock sign up for situations like that this often.
Mhm.
Like to me, he is basically signing, I don't know, signing a deal where he's going to have to wait 2 seasons for a serious role on this team. And that's very surprising to me that he would sign up for that. But again, I think the culture thing is just such a perfect fit. He doesn't even care, right? Like, if you're Carlos Medlock, can you explain that to me? Is he just like, I don't even care? I just want to be a part of this?
Yeah, I mean, I think that might be something he's saying. Also, maybe I don't know. In his head, he's like, if I'm playing well enough, find a way to get me on the floor.
You
Like
can't
whether,
play them together, can you? At least unless Fears really changes his game.
I mean, it had to be. I don't know. The Fears would have to show a little bit of off ballness that would actually work with playing with Medlock. But one thing you should, I mean, one thing I think everybody knows, we're not gonna count out the fact that um Michigan State could play small in the backcourt. Like that, that's something that's very much in the cards. But ideally, I don't think that's how it would play out.
Okay. And also part of this too is like Fears is getting the extra year, right? Like
Right.
he's technically getting a fifth year, which if not for the
Which
tragedy,
honestly, I'll go hand up moment here. When Medlock first committed, because I was talking to somebody about it, and I was like, yeah, it's 1 year. He's gonna push for he's gonna play his freshman year, but by year two, he has the keys. I completely forgot that Fears has that redshirt year, so he's
yeah.
technically only a sophomore this year.
And to be clear, I'm harping on it because I have to. That's the only reason this surprises me. I mean, the only reason this surprises me is that this kid I thought he would at least see the visits out, right? Because it doesn't feel that perfect situation wise for him, knowing he has to wait 2 more years behind Fears. But again, huge win for the culture. We've talked all the recruitment stuff thus far. Can you tell Spartan fans what they're getting in Carlos Medlock? An electric player. I love this kid.
Electric player. I talked about you can go to on the very first video we did of him. I think you and I correctly pointed out that this is a guy whose recruitment is going to blow up, and this is both the Michigan schools getting in early, and that has paid off. I think you have for a kid that maybe doesn't have the physical gifts. He's shifty. He's competitive as hell. And like I feel like people doubt him because of his size, and then he just cooks everyone around him. Like you go watch any of the games he's had on the Adidas circuit, he's got the wiggle, he can pass it. There's even a clip of him going full court and punching on somebody. Like I saw somebody bring up, oh, we're getting hyped about another undersized guard. Last time I did that, it was Foster Lawyer. Then eh, and I love Foster. Foster was a killer at Clarkston. It's completely different. Uh, I think you are getting a guy who could be one of the next, like, great Michigan State point guards that the fan base falls in love with. And just like to your point, on a mental standpoint, people are going to love this kid. Like, they're going to love everything about him, even on top of the game that he has. I think that he's a really fun, just electric player. I think it's going to be really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a flair to it too. Like he definitely has the quote unquote dog stuff to him, leadership, just grit, shit to his game for lack of a better word. I think again, he's gonna thrive in a Tom Izzo system because of that. I think there's no questioning his toughness whatsoever. I think he's gotten pretty I don't know. He's made big strides athleticism wise. Do you feel that I'm right on that? Like, there's some clips from him that just, I don't feel like he was showing a year ago that pop athletically in the way he's getting off the ground.
Yeah.
I think he's a big time passer. I think he's gotten better as a scorer. You are going to hate this, but I want it known I made this comp before he committed to Michigan State. You're going to think I'm doing this just as a Michigan State thing. He reminds me of a better Zakai Ziegler. And I know that's not fun because we all don't like Zakai Ziegler. Zakai Ziegler was one of the toughest dudes in the country and just a pest to have to deal with. And I think Medlock is basically a Zakai Ziegler archetype with better scoring, which will be one of the best point guards in the country at some point.
I'll get there. I'll get there. I just,
Do you have a comp? What's your comp for Michigan State fans?
the thing is, as much as I hate it, the Zakai Ziegler one is pretty good. The only thing I'll say is that Zakai, I feel like was a lockup defender the moment he stepped on campus. I don't think Carlos is on that level of defender, but I think he's better offensively.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Okay. All right. Lastly, we mentioned Grind Week. So he was set to visit Grind Week. That is still going to happen, I'm sure. So you'll have a bunch of Michigan State former stars in the gym. You'll have probably AJ Hogard in the gym. Hopefully Rocket Watts can come back this year. And then you'll have Carlos Medlock now, new commit. And then you'll have a bunch of high priority recruits. Josiah Jervis is visiting with him. I'm obsessed with Josiah Jervis's game. Quinn Costello is visiting with them. I don't think you and I are super high on Quinn Costello out of this group, but Still a very good prospect. A lot of people love him. I'm so afraid of this grind week, man. I'm so afraid.
It could be big. It could be big. It really could. And yeah, if you know, it's been a while since I've been like, oh my God, like this recruiting class is about to like flip things around. Actually, no, it's not. Let me change that because when Fears, Booker, and Carr first came, I'm like, oh, this class is it. Even with Norman too, I was like, even Norman's gonna be a piece on this team. Obviously, Book not working out, I think really threw that off. But if I'm gonna get a backcourt of Medlock and Jervis as my future backcourt, I'm gonna be ecstatic.
Yeah,
Absolutely ecstatic.
it would be one of the more fun backcourt pairing tandems from a recruiting pairing standpoint in years. Maybe the
Yeah,
most fun I've seen from a Michigan State side in forever. I mean, you'd have to go back to at least Cassius and Langford, but I would argue even just from a fun perspective, Medlock and Jervis might exceed that. So,
facts.
yeah, pretty unprecedented levels of excitement reaching right now. Again, I want to make no mistake about this. I know I'm probably coming across as very bitter because I am. Let's be clear. But what happened here, to be unequivocally clear, is that Tom Izzo stuffed Dusty May in a locker.
Can you say it one more time, please? Just like it's please.
I mean, I couldn't even get to the visit.
Yes.
You know, we're paying so much money for everyone, and I couldn't even get to a visit.
Yes. You just got sodied.
Saudi's a special coach. I miss him. I
I
miss that
love
man.
I love that man.
Oh man. Does this mean Tom Izzo's never leaving also?
That's another factor. Welcome to the next point guard that you know is gonna be the attached to Tom Izzo. Like, oh, he's not leaving until this guy graduates.
Yeah, Mateen Cleaves Jr. is going to have to wait 7 years to start at point guard now for Michigan State. So
Well, if your psycho coach is the psycho coach that he is, it's time to shift.
honestly, I just need to figure out what Dusty's bounce back is here. Is it Jackson Richardson? Do we just like way overpay Jackson for the PR win? I don't know.
You got it at this point. He might.
Yeah, I'm not happy. Congrats, Carlos Medlock. Can I refer to him as Los?
Please.
More importantly, congrats to you and Spartan Nation. I'm glad you got to see one go through the hoop.
Thank you, Gregory.